Shane Bowering again from Red Tape Busters, working with Golf Queensland to help golf clubs across Queensland access funding. One of the key programs that is going to come up later in the year, probably around the middle of the year, is the Get Playing program through Sport and Rec. Now this program will fund significant infrastructure projects, so I really think it should be of real use to a lot of clubs across the state to be able to develop infrastructure projects that will help them improve facilities and improve their services to their members. Now, Get Playing funds up to $100,000 exclusive of GST, and you've also got to have 20% of your total budget available through your own cash or in-kind contributions. So you've got to have significant ability to contribute to the project, whether that be cash or in-kind, but 100 grand's pretty good, that's a pretty good kick along for your infrastructure projects. Now look, you've got to be prepared for this sort of a program. You can't just wait until the program is advised, it comes out, and then you're running around trying to get an application together. And the things that you need to think about to be prepared is, I really suggest firstly that you have a project plan, that you have a strong project plan that shows the benefits of what this project is about, how you're going to manage it, what resources you're going to contribute to it, and also your financial projections. So where are your contributions coming through, either cash or in kind, to support the project. It's really important, I believe, that you need a project plan to help. Now Sport and Rec doesn't identify that you should have a project plan, but I believe that if you do have a well and comprehensive project plan, it will help you significantly to get your application assessed in greater detail. The next thing that you have to do is you have to prove that you have tenure over your land, and you have to have tenure for at least 3 years, and you have to have that in writing from the owner of the land. Now most golf clubs, I'm gathering, aren't going to have a problem with that, because either they own the land themselves or the land is leased through a council, and so therefore it will be pretty easy to get that approval through council. One of the other things that you need to think about, if it's an infrastructure project that's going to require development approval through council, I'd be wanting to try and get that development approval through now, before the program is advertised, so that when your application is assessed, Sport and Rec can look at it and realise that this project is ready to go. It's basically shovel ready, you've done everything, you're ready to go, council have approved it if it needs to go through council. That just gives you a better chance of success, because if Sport and Rec have got some concerns and some questions as to whether council will approve it or not approve it, that might go against you in the long run. So it's really important that you do that. The other thing that you really need to have if you're going to apply is have your financial budget all developed. Now that could be part of your project plan, as I said before, and show that the funding that you're going to expend, that's going to be required to expend on this infrastructure project, that you've got that covered. The funding that's coming in from Sport and Rec, if the project goes ahead, your contributions, your in-kind contributions and your financial contributions to the project all add up to show that the project is absolutely doable and that you can achieve this. So it's really important to get those finances right. Another thing that you really need is you need to have a site plan and a building plan. So you need to have a site plan to show if you're going to have a clubhouse or some sort of facility. You need to have a site plan to show where it's going to be positioned on your land, and then obviously a building plan if you're going to have a clubhouse renovations or whatever, to show what are the dimensions of this building, how it's going to look, and those sorts of things. So again, that when the fund manager's assessing your application, they can get a really good feel of what the project is going to look like, what the building concept is, just gives a bit more assistance. You need to also have a scope of works for your project. Now the scope of works needs to be very detailed as to what is going to happen if you get this funding. Is there any demolition work that needs to be undertaken? Any earthworks that need to be undertaken? How you're going to manage the project? What finishes, what products you're going to use, is it environmentally friendly? So a whole heap of things, and generally if you're doing a building project, your builder or the person who's going to undertake the project, they'll probably help you with that scope of works. So try and get that scope of works as detailed as you can in order to be able to, again, convince the fund manager that you're ready to go. So look, as I said, This is a significant funding opportunity. It's for infrastructure. Most clubs will have some sort of infrastructure that they might want to get funding for. It could be repairs to greens, repairs to fairways, repairs to walkways, upgrade of walkways, maybe to assist in disability access, something like that. Maybe some renovations to the club. We, in the last round of funding last year, we got funding to improve and upgrade a clubhouse, and we got funding for lighting for a sporting facility. So they're the types of projects that you might be able to get funding for. So again, get organised now. Don't wait until June or July. Get ready to proceed, and have all of these base documents ready to go. I would also probably suggest that if you could get a little feasibility study done. It could be done independently, obviously. You wouldn't have to spend, I think some of them are up to 25 grand, you wouldn't have to spend anything like that. Just a small feasibility study that shows the benefits of this project, that it is achievable, that it is needed in the community and in your area. That will again help you. So the more that you can do to have documents and to be prepared, so that you can prove to the assessors with Sport and Rec that your project is viable and it's needed. That's very important. It's got to be needed. So if you want to have training rooms or whatever, and there's training rooms already in the community, there's 100 organisations that have got them, you're probably not going to get funding for that. So try and think about things that are unique to your area, that are much needed by your members, but also remembering that the Sport and Rec programs are about encouraging participation. So if you can come up with projects that are really going to improve your ability to service your members and your clients, but also to attract more players to the sport, that's the key to Sport and Rec. So have a think about it, get organised and get ready, and obviously if you need help, contact either Adrian through Golf Queensland or come direct to us and we'll give you some advice as well. So we look forward to all of your clubs applying through Sport and Rec, through either Get in the Game or the Get Playing programs in around June or July this year.